Welcome back to Narrow Ground Entertainment. I'm Steve the Unimpressed, and this is episode 4 of Steve Solo's 7 Days to Die Alpha 19. This episode, as I said the last time, will begin with me making a trip to the trader, because I have a bunch of stuff that I need to get rid of. He doesn't open for a little bit, though. The time is 4:30, and he doesn't open until 6, so while I'm waiting, I will run down and check on my farm quickly. Maybe put out these new farm plots that I made in the last episode. I'm also going to reload my marksman rifle. I'm not going to harvest anything right this moment because my inventory is a little too full with all of the junk I need to unload at the traders. But things are going pretty well down here. My first round of blueberries is ready. I've got more pumpkins ready. Some of the corn is done, and the coffee is on the way. So I'm going to lay out a couple more farm plots. I'm going to put another one in front of blueberries. That'll give us 3 for each pumpkins and blueberries, and I think I should be able to make seeds for those fairly soon. I'm a little bit on the fence about where to put the rest of it. I think I'm going to put few more on corn. If I ever get potato seeds, I will replace some of those with that. I'll probably replace one of these rows of corn with a row of potatoes, ultimately. Although eventually I may just decide to keep 2 rows of corn. It's still to be determined. When this coffee is finished, I'm going to move that seed over into this row, and I'm probably going to use this row for aloe vera. Which still leaves me with the problem of what to do with the rest of these farm plots. I think I'm just going to put them in front of corn, because I know I'm going to grow more of that, and even though I also know I'm going to want more blueberries and pumpkins, I'm not going to have that many more seeds in the near future. The trader should be open now, so let's run up and unload some of this excess gear. Trader Hugh, as usual, did not have much that I was interested in purchasing, but I did manage to get my inventory cleared out. The next thing I'm going to turn my attention to today is setting up a little bit more mining. I would like, by the time the next 7-day horde comes around, to be able to produce my own bullets. And that requires me to get a little bit more reliable sources of nitrate powder and coal. And I have deposits of both of those marked on my map. So I am going to go and get started on developing some more consistent supplies of those. I also brought with me in my inventory my extra blueberries and pumpkins and my aloe vera seed. That way, whenever I have time to drop by the farm, I can harvest the new stuff, plant new seeds, and be on my way. So whenever I'm passing by it and I see that those plants have finished growing, I will take care of that. Now, one of the things that I like to look for in my resource mines is places where I've got 2 deposits of the same resource close together. This X that's labeled nitrate 2 on my map is a spot where I found 2 of those rocks within close enough distance to each other that I can put them into a single mine relatively easily. I would like to find a spot like that for coal too, but so far I haven't. But I've got 1 coal deposit marked on my map, and 1 is really all you need. It is nice if you're able to find 2 of them together, because that tends to indicate a somewhat richer deposit. Either way, though, these are not too far from where I am, or from where my home base is, so they're just a little ways past the trader. So I'm going to run over and get started on the nitrate right now. And as long as I'm on the way, I probably will swing down by the farm. See if anything has grown in that time. Nothing more on the farm had grown, so I skipped straight past that and came over here. And this is what I mean by 2 deposits close together. These are so close together that I can build them into a single mine. So it will not be hard for me to put enough, or to encompass these both in 1 box of wood frames. Which is exactly what I'm going to do, which means I'm going to need to make some wood frames. Oh, I'll need them on my hotbar too. Let me see here exactly how I want to do this. I'm not completely sure. Okay, now I've got my mine laid out the way I want it to. I will upgrade the rest of these blocks eventually, but right now I'm leaving the cross beams unupgraded so that I can easily and quickly see and remember which ones I want to be my vertical pillars. So as I dig further down into these ore deposits, I'll keep these corner pieces going down consistently, and these for these cross beams, all you really need is one somewhere connecting the vertical pillar, or one vertical pillar to the one next to it. And that should guarantee that even if you dig directly under that vertical pillar, you won't have a collapse. Or that pillar will not collapse, because it will still be supported by the cross beams. I do not, however, need a massive supply of nitrate powder to get started. So I will mine out these surface deposits, and then I will go over and get the same kind of setup started around my coal deposit. Alright, 600 nitrate powder should be enough to be making a start with, so let's move on to the coal deposit. Here is the coal deposit that I have marked. Unfortunately, this one does not have a companion nearby, but you can't have everything. I'm just going to build my box around it quickly. Its lack of a companion makes that a little bit easier. It took me a minute to determine exactly how I wanted to lay that out at my nitrate deposit. In this case, it was quick and simple. And let's take that out quickly. This time, even though I've now claimed all of the surface deposit, I am going to continue digging for a little bit and see if I can get at some of the rest of it. Because I have 300 coal now, but I have 600 nitrate powder, and you need to combine them in a 1-to-1 ratio for gunpowder, so I might as well try and get 600 coal as well. Oh, I'm going to be in trouble in a second here. Yep, I'm in trouble. You should generally make yourself a way that you can get out of your hole before you bury yourself in it. Crap. Otherwise, you risk your mine becoming your grave, like mine's about to be. Yep, there we go. Okay, I should have put ladders up in the first place. I died in my coal mine. Okay, well, that was kind of a pain in the butt. Let's go downstairs, grab my pistol and some 9mm ammo. And let's see if we can get back over there before nightfall. Alright, I made it back. The crickets are chirping, but we've still got plenty of time before nightfall. Zombies did some damage and then ran away, or more likely despawned. And on the way over here, I made what I should have had in the beginning so that I can get back out of here. Ladders. Generally, you want ladders in your mines. But I got all my stuff back, so good enough. Alright, well, that could have gone worse. Night is falling now, so I'm going to get back over to the farm and see if I can do anything there, and then I'll go back to base. Huh. Well, those all actually just grew up right as I got here. When I rolled up, these 2 corn plants were still shorter than the rest, and then suddenly they sprang into, well, not sprang into being, but they sprang into adulthood. There we go. Grab that coffee seed back out of there. Oh, I forgot that I had 2 more of those. I should have added some more farm plots over here. Oh well. Get my aloe vera seed out. Put that down so that those will start growing. Let's harvest all this corn. And harvest these pumpkins. And these blueberries. Going to be able to make 1 blueberry seed and 1 pumpkin seed. There. And let's make a couple more corn seeds as well. Okay, let's make 1 more corn seed, since that's how many I have enough to make. Ooh, and I should harvest the rest of this coffee now as well. Remember me saying that sometimes you accidentally punch your seed and pick it up instead, when really you just wanted to harvest it? Yeah, this is what I mean. I do that rather frequently, actually. Since I don't have any more corn seeds with me, and I don't plan on bothering to check on the farm in the next episode, since it takes 2 days to grow, I'm going to try to get it to where I'm only coming over here every other day. I'm just going to plant these coffee seeds in with the corn. Despite my untimely death, I did get all of the things that I needed to make gunpowder. Unfortunately, I can't craft it in stacks yet, but the benefit to that is when you craft in stacks, you get 1,000 gunpowder, but you only have to use 800 coal and 800 nitrate powder to get it. Using the regular gunpowder recipe, it's 1 for 1, or you have to use 1 of each for each unit of gunpowder. You're not getting it at a discount. Trader Joel is closed. Okay, he's closing soon. Chemistry station does require fuel, so I'm going to have to put some of that in there. And how much can I make of this? I think I am just going to make as much as I can make. Make 450. I'll have to add a little more fuel. That should be plenty. That is loud and annoying if you stay in it while you're, or while it's working, so don't. Instead, I'm going to come up here and start working on some of the other things that I'm going to need. In order to actually craft ammunition, I'm going to need not only gunpowder, but bullet casings and bullet tips. Both of those you make in the forge. And I don't actually have any brass in the forge right now, so I'm going to need to start getting some of that melted down. And get some bullet tips going. I don't think I need 127 at the moment. Let's stick to 100. Also loud and annoying if you stay in it while it's crafting. Bullet casings are quite expensive. They're 6 brass per bullet casing. So you don't want to be throwing away brass when you find it in the world. That's one of the reasons that I leave storage chests outside any structure that I'm raiding if I can't carry everything home. Stuff that doesn't seem useful now might actually be useful later. So leave it in a chest outside, and then if you're running out of a resource that you need, sometimes it's worth going around to all your old storage chests and seeing if there was any left behind there. Alright, I have my 100 bullet tips. How many casings can I make? Only 30. It's going to be a while before I can get 100 casings. There, now I have enough brass in here to make 100 bullet casings, so I'll crank those out. I suppose favoriting those 2 recipes wouldn't be a bad idea either. I don't mess around with the favorites much, but when you actually favorite the recipes you use a lot, you can toggle just favorites to appear in the menu, and then you can find them quickly. While those craft, I'll continue working on the lead mine. Alright, my 100 bullet casings are done, and so are my 100 bullet tips. So that should mean that I'm able to come down here and grab my gunpowder and make a few, well, not if I go down into the mine, you need to use the workbench. I should be able to use the workbench to make a few bullets now. And there we are. Let's make 100 rounds of 7.62 ammunition. The 7.62 ammunition is the most expensive, I think, in terms of gunpowder. 9mm only requires 1 gunpowder per round. 7.62 requires 3. 44 Magnum is 2, and I think shotgun shells are also 2. Oh no, shotgun shells are actually 4 gunpowder. What they don't use, though, is any brass. They use paper instead to roll it up and contain it, which I don't think is particularly realistic, but I don't actually know how shotgun shells are made either, so maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, 7.62 is what I am going to invest in, because that's what my preferred weapons are. So in a little while, I'll have 100 rounds of homemade 7.62 ammo. This is where I'm going to leave it for this episode. I've got my first 100 rounds of self-produced 7.62 ammunition here. So it's been a pretty productive day. Got all the mines set up and able to make my own ammunition now. That is generally a big step, because as the 7-day hordes get larger and larger, you stop being able to rely on the amount of ammunition you find in the world. At some point, you have to start making your own. So I'm glad that I have reached the point where I'm able to do that now. In the next episode, since we're starting to get close to the next 7-day horde, I will probably run over and take a look at repairing my fortifications and making sure that they're in good shape for the next horde. Probably I'm not going to make too many modifications to them just yet. I won't really start building any more interesting fortifications for a while yet. I'll continue to rely on hiding in my my platform above where the zombies can reach. Thank you for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel to see more content from me, and if you want to help my channel grow, please share it with your friends. Goodbye and God bless.